Whatever it takes.
Whoa, Avengers Endgame. I mean, I'm still reeling. Tied together so many loose ends and story arcs from the past decade of films, and it gave each character their due. And yeah, I'm a bit sad, but also very satisfied. Feels like the end of an era. We here at Sci-Fi Wire are now left to wildly speculate about what is next for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Sci-Fi Wire's own Caitlin Bush sat down with the filmmakers to talk about what they want for the future of the franchise.
I think if they keep diversifying and keep hiring really unique and diverse voices to tell these stories, I think that's the direction that they are heading in and they should continue to head in.
Vague. So while we don't know for sure what exactly the future of the MCU will look like, other than a Spider-Man, a Black Panther, and a third Guardians of the Galaxy flick, one thing is for certain. Any new upcoming characters and stories will be drawn at least in part from the comic books. Stay with us to the end of this video because we're gonna hit you with some bold predictions about next steps for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's do this. I'm here with Sci-Fi Wire contributing editor Kara Mahorn, aka the Blurred Girl.
What's up?
Okay, so we're gonna talk obscure Avengers who need to join the MCU.
Since Marvel has the X-Men back, I vote for Beast. He's been a problem and a problem solver for the Avengers since the 1970s.
He sounds risky, which is why it's always good to have a lawyer, and She-Hulk can smash any problem in or out of the courtroom.
The sensational She-Hulk comic from the 1980s was full of like this crazy, absurd comedy that was breaking the fourth wall years before Deadpool did it.
Yeah.
She was also kind of an 80s style icon. She could like wear a pencil skirt.
Yeah, absolutely. She didn't have the same hang-ups that her cousin Hulk had. She was green 24/7, and she loved it.
Who would play her? Who would you fan cast as She-Hulk?
I'm gonna fan cast either Ronda Rousey or Nikki Bella. I want to see a wrestler, female wrestler, on the big screen. Fun fact, Brigitte Nielsen almost got cast back in the 90s movie version.
Whoa.
I know.
I don't think Flavor Flav would allow that now.
I think he might have loved it.
Yeah, boy! For my next pick, let's enter the next generation of teen heroes. Look at Marvel Rising. Kamala Khan's already there. Her books are flying off the shelves. Spider-Gwen, who was just in Into the Spider-Verse. You got Quake, that's kind of already on S.H.I.E.L.D., just barred Daisy. Who else?
America Chavez.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to get America Chavez in there. That would be a major win for the Latina community and the LGBTQ community.
Well, what about the King of the Seven Seas?
Aquaman is DC.
No, not him. Namor, Marvel's version.
Oh, yeah. Ankle wings in 3D? Yes, please.
Is so random.
Excuse me, did someone say random? So I'm going to count down to 1, and then we are both going to say a random hero that we want to see in the MCU.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, Two-Gun Kid.
Two-Gun Kid?
I don't know. I like when things are literal, you know? He's a kid and he has 2 guns, printed. Yeah, I don't know how Two-Gun Kid holds up in today's climate.
Yeah, not so good. But Ironheart, I don't know. It depends on whose side she's on.
Yeah.
But Ironheart, Riri Williams, she's got Tony's blessing. She's got the gear.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason why she can't be flying around with War Machine. And in fact, in the comics, she's practically like related to him.
I say add her in and send Two-Gun Kid to the guidance counselor. We want to know who you think should be added to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so let us know in the comments below. I am here with Danny Roth, who is the host of Sci-Fi Wire's Who on the Week podcast, and we're going to be talking about what new direction the MCU could go story-wise based on what's out there comics-wise.
I know where you're going with that, Jackie. To my giant box of comics.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that we could talk about. Oh, you're going to help me, do it up. So, no one does anti-heroes like Marvel, right? You got your Blade, you got Moon Knight.
Wolverine, a classic story by the co-creator of the all-new, all-different X-Men, Len Wein. Even Mark Ruffalo has said he'd love to see the Hulk square off against Logan at some point. And this epic face-off from Hulk 181, Wolverine's first appearance, by the way.
Classic Hulk versus Wolverine, anti-hero versus anti-hero. 2 characters doing the right thing the only way they know how.
Wolverine!
Snicked, etc.
Snick?
I have an anti-hero smell, and that comes from not showering often.
Do you consider the pool, a shower. Eric Bana wasn't that bad.
Oh no, wait.
Say it. Enough playing. What groundbreaking storylines do you think the MCU could draw inspiration from?
We've got Doctor Strange already. They've talked about Morbius. We've had so-so Ghost Rider movies. You could put them all together. There was this thing called Midnight Suns that had those three dudes and a couple other people. Constantine's been very successful on Legends of Tomorrow. On the CW, why not let Marvel have a crack at it? You could do a whole Midnight Suns story. That's another way that we could go.
What would the next Infinity Gauntlet big event storyline be? Would it be Secret Wars?
All right, here's my for real theory.
Hit me.
Okay, so there was a comic in the 2000s called House of M. It's an event story. Scarlet Witch loses her mind. She completely alters the universe because that's the thing that she can do. And they sort of flipped the script where now, instead of the mutants being on the bottom rung of the ladder, now all of a sudden they're on the top.
Cool.
And vice versa with humanity. And I just thought, they're gonna bring in the mutants. They keep saying they're not going to, but they literally bought them, they're gonna do it. So one way they could do it is if they adapt House of M and they use Scarlet Witch to bring them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And also, that's a big Captain Marvel story.
I like that. And I would see a Elizabeth Olsen standalone.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm all about that new Disney Plus series featuring Vision and the Scarlet Witch. And then if they had time jump situations, they could use Mary-Kate and Ashley to play older her, because they're older sisters.
Wow.
Yeah.
They will not do that.
It's not a theory so much as a wish.
They should bring Punisher into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but only as Frankencastle, aka the time that Frank Castle was turned into a Frankenstein monster.
No.
It's going to be a co-joint between Disney and Universal, and that's when it's going to restart the Dark Universe.
So,
bam!
We've discussed comic book story runs and heroes. Now let's talk villains. We haven't seen every foe Marvel has to offer. Let's take a look at some essential Avengers villains who should totally be the next big bad.
Now, we've seen him in another franchise, but Galactus is ripe for the MCU treatment.
But is Galactus truly a villain? I mean, the guy happens to have a diet that consists of planets, so is he evil or just hangry?
Another villain who could trap the Avengers in a gooey situation, Paste Pot Pete.
With the power of a very durable adhesive.
Totally movie ticket worthy.
But the ultimate Marvel villain we're waiting for? Doom.
He slices, he dices, he's even met Stan Lee. Although, at this point, I think a lot of people have met Stan Lee.
Honestly, I've met Stan Lee, so.
Doom is so powerful, he rebuilt an entire planet after the end of the universe.
Yeah, Dr. Doom is a fantastic foil, but he's no stranger to taking on all of the Avengers, so I say go for it. Even the Russo brothers agree with us.
Dr. Doom, I just love the sort of Shakespearean mythology behind him as a character, and he's another fascinating character that you know has had different interpretations in the book. So I think you can shade him in really complex ways.
Now let's close this puppy out with a list of 5 bold predictions from our Sci-Fi Wire contributors about the future of the MCU. Number 1,
the Fantastic Four show up because they can be there now. They come into Avengers Tower, take it over, turn it into the Baxter Building. Dr. Doom shows up, causes a little bit of trouble, and just like in Marvel's comics, he makes them go back in time and steal Blackbeard's treasure chest, which is exactly what they should be doing with their time in the MCU.
Huh, okay, sure. Number 2.
I think the MCU should take on A-Force. All the badass Avengers ladies in one movie, Hawkeye, Thor, Ironheart. I'm here for it.
That's a pretty good one, not gonna lie. Number 3.
So not only do we now have some teenage Avengers like Peter Parker and Shuri, a bunch of the older Avengers have kids now who are about reaching that crime-fighting time. We've got Ant-Man's kid, Hawkeye's kid, and a few others that I'm not going to mention because I don't want to spoil anything. But here's my pitch. A young Avengers team that kicks ass and goes to class.
Calm down. Number 4.
I think the big question here is, what happens next to Black Widow? Safe to say, the events of Endgame throw a lot of things up in the air, and what it means for the future of the character. Well, we've got a standalone movie planned, so my prediction is that they're gonna make that a prequel, and we're gonna see Black Widow gallivanting all around the world, kinda like James Bond.
All right, and last but not least, number 5.
Endgame, obviously, the culmination of the first 3 phases of the MCU. But the next one is going to have to find a way to incorporate the X-Men. What better way for the culmination of the next couple phases to be X-Men versus the Avengers? I would love to see that showdown.
We can only wildly speculate about the future of the MCU, but one thing is certain. They will draw inspiration, as they always have, from the comics. So keep reading them, and hit us up with any clues or theories you have about what the future will bring to the MCU. Don't forget to subscribe to Sci-Fi Wire's YouTube channel for more wild speculation and more videos straight from the Sci-Fi Wire HQ.